All right, y'all. As y'all see, it's quiet on set. Destiny's not here. But we're going to be doing our vision board today. We're going to chit chat, do all the good stuff, right? So I had went to Walgreens and I went to go get my pictures. I got 41 pictures. I don't know if it's all going to fit on here, but we going to try. Tooks already had the Mod Podge. It's for puzzles, but we just going to use it because she still hasn't used it. But yeah, we just gonna have a little girl chat. And a lot of people be like, "You're not a girl's girl," because I'm not. Just being real. Let's keep it a buck. I'm not. We're gonna lay these pictures out. I have I have more than I thought I did. I got 6 4x4s and then like 4x10s. We gonna figure it out. I kind of like to do it in a sense of like I might have to turn it, but we'll figure it out. But the first topic we're gonna talk about is Christmas, because today is Christmas. Today is December 23rd. 23rd? It's December 25th. It's Christmas Day, and as y'all could tell, I'm here by myself. I never grew up doing Christmas. Like, it's not something that me and my family did. I might have to turn this. Well, I really don't want to turn this. We might have to. We have a lot more longer pieces, so we may have to do it this way. But yes, I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. I did not celebrate Christmas. Didn't grow up celebrating Christmas, so it's not like something I felt like I was missing out on or anything like that. But like now, like moving out and everything like that, it's kind of like something that people do. I honestly feel like a lot of people's perspective is like it's a time to like spend time with your family or whatever have you. But for me, I honestly think it's just a lot of waste of money. I don't think it's necessary, but to each his own. I'm trying to sort these pictures out. I probably should focus. Give me a second. Like I was saying, I didn't grow up celebrating Christmas or anything like that, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. To me, it's really a normal, regular day, and a lot of people have said that like Christmas doesn't feel the same. They don't feel like the holiday spirit like they used to when they were younger. To each his own. I think a lot of these things I'm gonna have to do like myself, like handmade, because I didn't get any words, but barely words. So we're gonna kind of have to figure that out. But we're gonna kind of form it. We're gonna start. There's somebody outside the door. I've never done a vision board before. I've done Bestie's vision board. This is what it looks like. I know I ate down. I did. I really did. Looked so cute. But besides that, I've never done one before. I don't kind of know where I want to go with this. But we'll figure it out. Anyways, Christmas, honestly, I think it's a waste of time. But they said it's Jesus' birthday. Many people believe that. I think we should glorify and appreciate Jesus every day. But to each his own. I think I cut this not straight, I think. And then I cut it again. I think it's straight. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the vision for 2025. Now, everyone's vision, everyone's journey is all going to be different for sure. It's definitely always going to be different from other people's journeys, but make it your own. And my brother always tells me comparison is the killer of all joy. So you seeing somebody and you think they're doing better than you, it's not necessarily that they're doing better than you. It's essentially that they got there before you did because they probably started earlier. That's the end of their journey. This is the beginning of yours. Everyone's is going to be different. That's just the reality of it. So you don't ever have to feel like you're super behind, because I'm that type of person. I always feel like I'm super behind in whatever it is that I'm doing. It's like, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. And that just drives me to keep pushing. But other people, it kind of like discourages them in a sense. I like this. Relax, it's covered. I like that. But take your time. The turtle wins the race, man. So just take your time and don't rush into anything because you think somebody else is doing better than you. Like what J. Cole said?
There's always going to be someone who has a nicer car. There's always going to be somebody that has a more attractive partner. There's always going to be a house that's bigger than yours. But you are never going to be happy until you love yours.
Take your time. Don't worry about it. It'll work out. Everything works out for the good of them. Another thing, I'm going to say 3 things that I want y'all to focus on in 2025 is prioritizing self-love. So like for me, it's difficult to like focus on just me because I always feel like I have 100 million things to do for everyone else. So I always find it hard to kind of like invest in myself. So one thing that me and my sibling is going to incorporate is taking one day out of the month just for yourself, just for you. So like whether it be something that you enjoy, but it can't be something like, it can't be like, okay, well, like for instance, if I say, oh well, I had to go to Walmart to go get this and that, and I'm going to Walmart to get something for myself. Like I like to knit, I like to crochet, and let's say, all right, let's say at the same time I'm like, oh well, I should go get this groceries. Like that doesn't count. It doesn't count because you're still working. You're still like moving. Your mind is still focusing on something it's not relaxing. Like not going home from work and watching a movie, like that's not relaxing. That's not you actually putting your body to rest. So that doesn't count. Which ones are these ones? I think I might put this one here instead. I think this will be a little more aesthetically pleasing. Yes, I like that a lot better. But yeah, that's another thing. Something else that solo dates. Solo dates is another form that you can use to like prioritize yourself as well. Some people struggle with sitting in silence. Some people struggle with like, you know, when you're talking to somebody and it gets really quiet and you're just like, so like, no, like just sit in silence, like enjoy the silence. Sometimes the silence speaks to you. Like there's this artist that me and Linda like a lot. His name is like Donovan Perez, something like that. And listen to it. It's called Lights Out. Essentially, he's talking about like the silence be talking, the darkness be talking. So sometimes you got to sit with yourself, figure it out. That's another thing. I'm gonna put this one kind of like in the middle. I want this to kind of like flow, but I don't know if it's going to. What do you think? There's a lot of things that I didn't put on here. We'll figure it out. Another thing, just talking about, again, prioritizing yourself. Another thing that I seem to have a habit of doing, and I'm pretty sure other people have the habit of doing the same thing, is when, like when you're about to meet somebody, you always make sure you're on time, especially when it's somebody important. You're always like, oh, well, let me leave the house an hour early so that I can get there at least 30 minutes before. And one thing that my coach always taught me is being on time is being late, and being early is being on time. So that's one thing that he always made sure he instilled in us. Same thing with Deion Sanders, like the way that he disciplines his football players is the same way. So like, why when it's you can't prioritize yourself? Like, why is it when you're like, oh, well, I'm about at 3 o'clock, I'm finna get up. 3:15, you still on TikTok. Respect your time. The same way that you want somebody to respect you, respect yourself. Like, and I'm not saying that to bash anybody, because I have a habit of doing that as well. But it's kind of like the same way that you respect others people's time, respect your time. You matter. And even though you may not matter to a group of people, you matter to God. And that's the only person we should be worried about. So, trying to figure out where I put these pictures at. It's just something that we need to just start working on. What's next? I have wrote them down because it's like every time I come on here to try to talk, I always start to forget stuff. Because like I could just keep going and going and going, but normally when I'm like with my brother or talking to Linda, but like it just be going. We talked about solo dates, prioritizing yourself, going out once in a while. Like, take yourself on a fancy dinner. Why you have to wait for a man to do it? Buy yourself flowers. You don't have to wait for a man to do anything. Like, it's never something that we should be waiting around for a man to do. Granted, it'd be great if he would, but it's kind of like, my mama raised me to be an independent woman. So I never was waiting around for a man to do something for me. Now, granted, if you want to, by all means, but I would never need a man to do anything for me, ever. What? These clash in color. Need something long. These are clashing, guys. Maybe this one. But yeah, another thing as far as it becoming the new year soon is New Year's resolutions. Everyone be like, oh, New Year's resolutions, you gotta do it, but they don't stick with it. And another thing that I thought about when we're doing New Year's resolutions, when we set a New Year's resolution, we start to track progress when it's the last quarter, when September hits, September, October, November, December, that's when everyone's kind of like, okay, well, let me see how far I came. But if you're doing that monthly, think of how far you can get. If you're like every month, like, I'm going to set these set of goals, and by the end of this month, I'm going to get it done. All right, next month, write a set of goals. By the end of that month, you figure out, okay, so I did this and I did this. Like, imagine how much progress you would make in that short amount of time just by constantly being intentional about things that you're doing. Like, I was thinking about that, and I told my brother about it. Like, one thing that we're going to do, we're not going to do a New Year's resolution this year. It's going to be a monthly resolution, because you're holding yourself accountable like that. There's so much time. Well, to be honest, there's so much time, but there's actually no time at all. Like, you think a whole year is a lot. Like, 2024 went by like this. Like, we blinked and boom, 2024 was here, and now it's gone. So like, we don't have a lot of time. So if you're being intentional with that time, you're using all 24 hours in a day. You're planning out, okay, well, this is the time I sleep. When I wake up, I'm going to do my devotion. I'm going to pray. I'm going to fast, whatever it is. I'm going to pray. After I pray, I'm going to eat. After I eat, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours. After the gym, I'm going to come home. I'm going to eat. I'm going to take a shower. After that, I'm going to read a book. After this, I'm going to start doing homework. Like, if you start being intentional with your time, the same way that you would want somebody to be intentional with your time, you wouldn't waste any of your time if you knew how precious it was. So I just thought that was a good a thing I would share with y'all. Instead of, I mean, I had seen this thing on TikTok and they were like, oh, what did she say? They're gonna do like a bingo, so like every time they do something, but that was a year thing. Why wait a whole year when you can wait a month, 2 months? Set a goal. If it's a long-term goal, every month write it down, so you can write it down and also make a plan on how you're going to get there, because a lot of people just write down plans or write down the goal that they want, but they don't plan it out, be strategic about the plan to get there. And it's like, if you have no plan, how did you expect to get there? Because as soon as you hit that one bump, you're like, oh no, I'm done, I don't know what else to do, I can't think. Plan it out, because when you hit plan 5 and you're like, dang, I gotta go back, you're not starting back at square one, you're starting at step 4. Then you hit step 5, step 6, you gotta go back one. Okay, step 5, okay, step 6 again. You just have to, it's a resilience thing. Like, if you think about flowers, they die, they grow back. As long as their weeds, their roots are strong in a firm foundation, it works out. That's just something else I was thinking about. Another thing that I kind of, y'all, I'm really trying to think about how I'm about to do this. Like, I feel like this is about to clash. A lot of colors going on. Just do it, right? Okay. I heard it in my head. Just do it. Doing all this talking, just do it, man. Yes, sir. But another thing is surrendering your plans to God, because I may be saying like, oh, well, this is what I want to do, but God is like, baby, that's not the plans I have for you. You think it's too small. You're trying to be right here. I'm trying to bring you up here. Like, you're not thinking big enough. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. So surrendering your plans to God so that He can God has to be your firm foundation in everything. Because if without God, we're nothing. I'm nothing. You're nothing. Without God, we're not anything. We're just wasted. We're just wasting here. I had seen this post. It was like, for atheists, they were like, imagine you're worse than the devil. Like, even the devil believes in God. He's just trying to take his spot. I was like, what? Like, that was so wild to me. Like, I was like, what? Wow. I just thought it was it was a so real, like, thing that he said. So, yeah, I think that works. I think that's cute. We have a lot more to go. We're going to figure it out, though. Surrendering your plans to God. Figure out what it is, how you're going to get there. Surrender it to Him. There's a lot of, like, scriptures that I can pull out from the Bible. Like Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Make a plan. Make it plain. Surrender your plans to God. Like, there's a lot of things that the Bible, like I told me and my brother when he was here, like, the Bible, not all things are as literal as they seem. Like, some things you kind of have to apply it to your life, because of course the Bible was written so long ago. Not everything is the same philosophy, or not everything was the same back in the day as it is now, but it's kind of like you apply it in the areas that you need help with. Like, if you know that you're lacking in this area, or you're trying to figure out a blueprint, you're stuck in something, you're stuck in a season, there's many, like, books in the Bible that you can read about, or people in the Bible that you can read about. I'm not going to say it's not hard, because spiritual warfare is a real thing, and sometimes when you're in it, like, you can't find no way out. Like, you are fighting for your life. Like, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Like, sometimes it gets to that point. Yeah, we finna turn this. Sometimes you get to that point where you're just so stuck, you don't even know where to go. So I get it. I'm not trying to say, like, that could never be me. Oh, honey, it's been me more times than I can count. Ooh. Now I feel like if I turn it, it's gonna be we might have enough space. It looks like it's about to be not enough room for all the pictures. Oh Lord, we gonna figure it out. I don't think all of these gonna make the cut. It might, but yeah. Another thing that I've been kind of trying to get used to is being alone. One thing that I used to do is isolate myself a lot. I used to like being by myself. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with wanting to be by yourself, but sometimes we try to avoid it as much as we can. We're kind of like, no, this is not something I want. I think I want to kind of merge these together. I don't want it to be anything isolated. For a really long time, I loved being by myself. Like, I would used to lock myself in my room. I'd be locked in. Like, couldn't nothing or anybody like get in the way of that. But then it was kind of like, all right, I met a bunch of new people. I started to be around like different environments, around different people, and I would kind of be like, I didn't open up very easily. It's not something that I was really good at. It took me a really while to start trusting people. So for me, it's not straight. For me, once I had that person that I could trust, I was spilling beans, boy. I was in there just like any small thing that happened. Oh, so this and this happened today, and then it's kind of like I had nothing. I had that feeling, you know, that feeling that you get when you feel like you said too much, and now you've got that like anxiety almost in your stomach. Like, I used to get that to no end. Like, oh my goodness. But then when I finally felt like I could trust, it was great. But then I kind of got to the point where I felt like I had nothing left for myself. I had no, felt like I wasn't able to hold anything for myself. And when it was kind of like just me in silence, I was uncomfortable. It's like, oh, let me call so-and-so. Let me call this person. Let me call this person. Let me call this person. I was uncomfortable with being by myself. And that's when I kind of realized, I'm like, bro, my brothers always were like, why are you always on the phone? Why are you always on the phone? I was kind of like, why am I always on the phone? Like, I just got that uncomfortable with being by myself. That's when I kind of realized, I'm like, bro, nah, we got to change this. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. And it didn't work for me. So I had to kind of figure it out. And that's when I realized that I wasn't prioritizing myself as much as I was prioritizing other people. And one thing that I had read in the Bible, it's in the book of Matthew, in the earlier books. So like Matthew, like between 5 and 8, that's the chapters I've been reading lately. It's in my book, but I don't got it out here right now. Oh, that layout is so cute. For me, I think this would actually be really cute sideways. Oh yes. We got a little sliver right here. One thing that I was uncomfortable in the silence. What else? Now I'm losing it. Long story short, I just had to figure out what I wanted to do for me. Like, okay, what do I enjoy doing? Like, what is something that I enjoy doing that I don't need another person to do? I couldn't figure it out. Or what is something that you've never told somebody, or something that you keep to yourself? And I was like, whoa. Sometimes you have to sit there and have those tough conversations with yourself. It's just like, at the end of the day, the only permanent person in your life is yourself. Like, God's not going anywhere, but granted, that's a spiritual being. Like, that's our Father. Of course he's not going anywhere, but when you're back against the wall, you're down on your luck, tell me who can you call, and you complaining. What? Hello? Like, no, you have to have those conversations. So at the end of the day, your family will leave you, your friends will leave you. Now you stuck. Who you got to call? Nobody. Just being uncomfortable is something. It's a price that we kind of have to pay. So, yeah. To each his own, though. To each his own. This is actually coming out so cute. I'm so excited. I kind of wish that I had more like numbers in here. I think I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna always figure it out. I always figure it out. Okay. Another thing is just like setting your goals for the year. Like I said many times already. Like trying to kind of figure out like, okay, well, I had the person that I used to really enjoy watching. Her name is Veda. She just dropped a video not too long ago talking about her celibacy journey and everything like that. And I don't listen. I cannot say that I am a public figure, and no, I'm not gonna say that, hun, because it's just not true. I don't like telling my business on the media, and granted, they're kind of like, well, this is what you sign up for when you decide to do this. No, no, we just making money, hun. That's it. Getting to them chickens, okay? But I'm not ashamed of who I am. My journey with all that, I ain't never did any of that, okay? I don't be playing. What your mind be saying, won't be popping that twat, okay? My brother is so stupid. I don't think I get it. He's the funniest person. Both of my brothers are so funny. But yeah, no, we don't get down like that. That's not how we get down. Down on it. Down on it. But yeah. When you set a goal, stick with it. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna, you're gonna be fighting yourself, fighting your flesh, like bad, scarily. But it's kind of like it's something that you gotta do. If that's something that you really want, you gotta fight for it. You really do. It's gonna be hard, but if you believe in yourself enough, if you know, okay, I got this. Because a lot of people don't have a really good support system. And growing up, I can't say that I necessarily had one. Granted, my mom was always like, you guys can be anything you want to be, and the sky is your limit. She killed that one. But like I told my brother, you taking advice from somebody that is not where you're at, it's a setup for yourself. You're taking advice from a person who didn't go to college, and you don't want to go to college. Or you're going to college and you're taking advice from a person who didn't go to college. It makes no sense if you think about it. It really makes no sense. Don't take advice from people who are not where you want to be at the end of the day. It's only going to hold you back. I understand your parents are your parents and you love them dearly, but they won't see the vision the same way that you do because you have different aspirations. If your parents, if they, my mom would be like, the sky is your limit. The sky is your limit. But I don't believe in outer space and all that other stuff, and I don't believe the moon landing, none of that. But let's say if the only place that my mom has ever seen is this ceiling, right? My mom, let's say if she said the ceiling is your limit, right? But granted, the ceiling is right here. But one day I did something so miraculous. I stepped outside. I seen the stars. Do you know how far away that is compared to this ceiling that's sitting right on top of me? It's just the possibilities are endless. And if you actually sit there and you're like, okay, I got this. This is something I can really do for real. Don't let nobody stop you from doing what it is that you want to do. The goals that they have for their life is not what you want. What did Coach Prime say? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. There's no point of taking advice from people who are not where you want to be. It's just you telling your business to people that don't matter. So prioritizing yourself, believing in yourself. I'm reading a book called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And he talked about, when I've heard his podcast, and he talks about how, oh, this is going to be so cute. Oh my goodness. I kind of wish this was black now. I don't want to have spaces in here, even though I'm going to have to take these all off to put the Mod Podge on, but I'll figure it out. But Goggins always talks about how he didn't have nobody rooting for him. Like when he was down bad and when he was getting to his chickens, he didn't have anybody. It was him versus him. So it's just something else to take with you. Like, if you believe in yourself, don't worry about anybody else. Simple as that. You know what you want to do with your life? Do it. You scared? Do it. You're not sure? Do it. Can't see a way out? Do it. Simple. Like, and I know it's like kind of like, girl, like, you just saying all this because you ain't never. I left my house when I was 18. I didn't know how I was going to pay for school. I didn't know remotely of what I was doing or where I was going. All I know and all I knew is if I prayed and I believed that God was going to make a way for me, I was going to be fine. And that's exactly what happened. I sat there with myself and I said, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but make a way. Here I am, a whole different in another nigga city living wrong. Pray to God I can make it back home. I love that man, y'all, but I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Shoot, how I couldn't even tell you. But God, He made a way. He really made a way. Because He finally made a way for us. Dear God, I thank you for everything. I'm sorry, y'all. I can talk about this man all day. I really can. It's black on black. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. Don't need this picture. Don't really care for this one. Maybe that one. But yeah. You may be confused. You don't know how you're going to do it. Start it. Like me with this YouTube stuff. Like I have so many vlogs. Like I used to vlog for fun. Okay? I love capturing moments between me and my friends, or capturing moments that it's like I kind of wanted to last forever, that I wanted to keep with me. So I vlogged all the time. And I'm like, bro, you vlogging for fun when you could be vlogging for money. Like, it's something that you can do. So just do it. Like, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I ain't have no camera. But little by little, like, people started investing in me. Like my brother, like he invested in me. He invested in me. He be investing in my future. My mom be investing in my future. It's like sometimes people around you will see the potential in you that you don't see of yourself. And sometimes it's a very humbling, chilling. I can't even explain the feeling sometimes, because it's like you feel like you're down bad. You feel like you're not doing enough. I feel like there's never really been a time where I feel like, oh no, like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I can't really tell you that there was a time where I felt like, oh yeah, I'm straight. I'm like, I'm good. I'm on the right track. I can't really tell you that, because that would be a lie. I go in blindly sometimes. One thing that humans, and one thing that we are so accustomed to, is standing in a midst of comfortable. Nope. We gonna get it. I don't think it's a word. I really be coming up with words like maniacal, but that's another story for another day. But sometimes we just like being comfortable. We like sitting and being comfortable, because at least being comfortable, you know, like, you're safe. Stepping outside and stepping out your comfort zone is scary. It's scary. It is. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that it's not. It's scary. It makes you uncomfortable. It's something that you're sitting here and you're kind of like, bro, can I do this? Do it anyway. You're going to fail. You're going to get back up. And me personally, I don't even like to say the word failing because I don't think people fail. I think people learn. You learn from stuff, you know? Like sometimes you kind of don't know what you're doing or how you're going to get there. But sometimes when you fall, okay, well, I fell here, but I walked all this way. And then I ran here, but then I fell. All right. Pace yourself. Now you kind of know where to go. You kind of know the dips and tricks. You kind of figure it out. One thing about people who really want it, they're resilient. I literally got it tatted on me, actually, because that's one thing that a lot of people always used to say to me, but that's one word that I believe for myself, that I'm a resilient person. I don't really stay down for long. When I feel like my back is against the wall, I'm going to come out swinging. First, I'm going to let you hold me. I'm going to hold myself for a little minute. I'm just boom, 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 boom. We in the ring. We just boom, 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 boom. And I kind of like, all right. What God gives me like, let me feel this pain real quick. That pain fuels me. It does something to me. When my back is against the wall, it just does something to my body. It just does something to me. It's kind of like, all right. Now let's get it. Let's go. All right. Take that swing. Boom. Now what? We in there. We going toe to toe. Y'all know that scene of Creed where they put him in that tire, and you know when they're in that tire, they're in very close range with each other. They're really, 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 really close. And Creed is like, oh my goodness, he just getting there, just doom, 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 doom. And then he gets in that mode, and now he's boom, boom, boom. And then when he finally fights against old boy, that close range got him to where he was at. And that's how I really feel sometimes. When my back is against the wall, that's when that dog come out. And I feel like this is why they don't think I'm a girl's girl, because I'm not. But a lot of times we don't have that dog sometimes. Our dog comes out when something is happening. We don't normally tap into it for no reason. But sometimes I tap into it for no reason. Because I like who I was when I got that dog in me. I like the feeling. I like the feeling of that. Yeah, that sounds crazy, but it's true. It's true. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall to really know who you are. Because some people, when they back against the wall, they done. Round 1, 2, 3 through 12, all of it, you done. Oh, that is so cute. All right, I only got one more picture, y'all. Well, one little sliver, I should say. This would actually be really cute here, so we're gonna have to figure it out. But yeah, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I can really sit here and talk about anything all day, to be honest. But y'all can just sit here and watch me finish my vision board. I guess we gonna start a little challenge, man. Every month we gonna kind of do like a update, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all accomplished from what. And for me, 2025 started on Monday. I've been already starting everything that I said that I was gonna start on Monday. But we don't have to wait for a year to change for us to want to do better. Like, you don't have to. It's just something that people are accustomed to doing because that's the trend. You don't have to wait until the new year to start doing stuff. Same thing for me, like when I be in it, as far as like when I be down bad and I can't think of a way out to save my life, I do it anyway. This is so cute. Did I miss anything? Well, I got a couple pictures, but it'll be alright. When we be sitting there And we be like, bruh, this is too much. And we be over here following trends because people be like, oh no, I'm on it. Winter arc, yeah, we in there. How many of y'all still on that winter arc? How many of y'all still doing that thing that y'all said y'all was gonna do but didn't? I can't say that I'm not guilty of that, but my thing is, when I felt like I wanted everything to be perfect all the time. I'm like, bruh, this needs to happen like this. If it doesn't, I'm done for. I can't think, I can't move. But you gotta let that go. Life is not perfect. Not everything in life is going to be perfect. So it's kind of like you have to figure out what you're gonna do. You gotta figure out what you're gonna do at that time. In that time when you're not prepared, when you don't know, when your back is against the wall, man, you gotta figure it out. So for me, this is where that monthly reset comes in. You don't gotta wait for the whole year, because one thing that I realized is it's kind of like a track, for a lot of people who didn't run track. I ran track for like 3 years, and my brother was coming for me. He talking about, so you ran track and went nowhere. No, I had offers from him. I turned them down. Anyways, long story short. But when you're running track, one thing that you have to do, you have to anticipate the sound of the gun, right? So, you know, when a lot of people, or any other sport, think about it in basketball, when we do in tip-off, right? Blow the whistle. That's where you go, right? You have to anticipate the sound of the whistle. When you know the whistle's about to blow, that's when you gotta go. You gotta move. You gotta be quick. Same thing with track. When the gun is about to go off, because I ran hurdles and like 4x4 and stuff like that, but I ran hurdles, and the anticipation of the gun, if you went after the gun went off, you're last every single time. Every single time. If you wait for the sound of the gun to go off, you weren't prepared. In preparation of it, if you're kind of like, okay, well, I feel like it's about to go off, and you out the first person out the box, you got a head start. You there. You know that saying where they be like, stay ready so you don't gotta get ready? That's what that was for. That's what it was for. So yeah, that's kind of like what we need to be on for 2025. Like, anticipate the sound of the gun. Anticipate the sound of the trumpets, because God is coming. He's coming soon. Sooner than we think, honestly. We finished, y'all. The vision board is complete. I just gotta put some Mod Podge on it, but yeah. What we're taking out of this entire video: solo dates. Fall in love with yourself. Men, same thing. We're not finna just be waiting for a girl to take us out. Be intentional. Fall in love with yourself. Go out. Go get all dressed up. Take yourself on a date. Do what you need to do. Solo dates. Also, find one day out of the month, or for people who can, you can do it one day out of the week. Find one day out of the month for you, specifically for you, not work, not some type of, oh well, I needed to kill two birds. No, be intentional. Be intentional. The same way when your girl's like, oh babe, I want to do this, I want to do that. You're intentional. You're like, okay, well, I'm gonna get this and this and this and this and this. Be intentional with yourself. Be intentional with your time. When you say you're gonna do something at this time, get up, do it. You don't feel like doing it? Do it anyway. Take the emotion out. Oh, I'm tired. If you weren't tired, would you be doing it? Get up. Just do it. It's hard. Yeah, you're tired. Get up. Nobody cares. You think success cares if you tired or not? I was like, well, he ain't want to win. Whatever. That's the concept. Fall in love with yourself. Prioritize yourself. Prioritize your time. The same way that you want somebody to respect your time as well. Surrender your plans to God. All of these pictures, I'm gonna put Bible verses on them, because one thing that God loves is when you use His word against Him, because you force him into paint. You force him in that corner. Like, this is what you said though. You want to know why? Because He's not a man for He shall lie. Use His word against him. Well, God, this is what you said, But not only do you have to challenge God with his word, challenge your integrity. Because you're asking him for this, but are you in the position to receive it? Did you work for it? And granted, God gives us stuff as gifts because he's like, okay, well, it's not that you worked for it. You just doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Monthly resolutions. We're setting goals for a month. By the end of the month, at least 3 to 5 things should be off of that list. If it's a long-term goal, put it on the next list. Make a plan to get to where you need to be. All of those goals that you have should have a plan on how you're going to get there. Be intentional. Set a date. Let's say if I'm like, I want to raise $2,000 by the end of this month. That's a date. By the end of this month, it's the 25th. So January 25th, I want to raise $2,000. All right. It has a goal and it has a date. After you're done with that, how am I going to do that? Now you have to make sure that the bills for the month are taken care of. Priorities. You have to sacrifice something. That Hulu subscription. That Disney Plus bundle. Apple Music. You just have to figure it out. Whatever works for you is what works for you, but you have to kind of figure out what it is that you want to do. Is that all I said? Monthly resolution. That's the really big one. The monthly resolution. But yeah. Figure it out. Give it a God and be done with it. I encourage y'all to make y'all vision boards because sometimes visually looking at it and like, oh, that's where I want to be. Write it out. Not only look at it, write it out. At least it's a reminder that you see it every single day. Like, oh yeah, I wanted to do this. Why didn't you? It's that simple. You take the emotion out of things. Like, oh, I want to break up with him. Oh, but it's going to hurt him. Take the emotion out. Be logistical with your emotions. When you can control your emotions, you're going to be at a level of intelligence that most people will never get to. But anyways, y'all, I have to go cook. I gotta go get this video out. I'll see y'all in the next one. January 1st, I'm gonna be in Florida. Vlogmas is coming to an end. I would say I'm sad, but I'm not. I'm tired of all this posting and editing. But I did it though. Y'all see what I mean? We did it though. It might be a small step, but you got there. Another thing that Goggins said was, you're not failing. It's just the first step. Me doing this Vlogmas, even though I don't celebrate Christmas, and even though I literally feel like I have nothing to post about, I am the biggest homebody you will ever see. If y'all watch my videos, I be trying to force myself to go outside so I can get content. I don't enjoy going outside. I don't like it. I like being in my bed. But I posted. I did it. It was the first step. So now it's kind of like building a tolerance, building a discipline for doing it. But yeah. See you on the next one. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. I'm looking for the